Welcome everyone to our AI on AI podcast. Today, we're diving into the evolving world of agent interoperability protocols with our incredible panel of experts.
Thanks for having us. I'm excited to unpack protocols like MCP, ACP, A2A, and ANP that are reshaping how large language model agents collaborate.
Absolutely, it's fascinating. These protocols effectively act like the USB-C for AI components, standardizing data exchange with JSON RPC and enabling plug-and-play integration across heterogeneous systems.
And the technical design isn't just elegant. It offers concrete solutions for challenges like context standardization and secure tool invocation, enabling agents to seamlessly bridge cloud, edge, and desktop environments.
Right? Especially with MCP's bidirectional JSON RPC model that ensures each request is unequivocally linked to a response. Sort of like building an engine where every nut and bolt is standardized. It simplifies development and testing immensely.
From a business standpoint, these protocols open up exciting opportunities. Imagine a retail company using MCP to integrate their inventory systems with LLM-driven agents, cutting costs by 15% in real-time supply chain decisions.
Love that analogy, Expert 5. Standardization is like having one universal key for multiple doors in a vast enterprise ecosystem. How do you think these protocols shape future communication across AI systems?
Well, one of the breakthroughs is ACP's structured multi-part messaging, which supports asynchronous streaming. It's like turning a traditional phone call into a live, multi-sub-channel conference call where every participant can share documents, images, and real-time updates.
And on the technical side, ACP's layered REST-native design with MIME-typed message parts enhances not only interoperability, but deep observability across distributed agent workflows, a feature that's critical for debugging and continuous improvement.
Building on that, the rigorous use of digital signatures and TLS in all these protocols creates a robust security model that's essential when you're talking about remote tool invocation and peer-to-peer communications in enterprise environments.
Exactly. And if you consider A2A, it's a brilliant shift. Agent-to-agent protocols use capability-based agent cards over HTTP and SSE, which is like having a smart business card that tells other agents exactly what tasks it can perform and its authentication requirements.
I must add that this innovation isn't limited to tech companies. Financial institutions are exploring A2A for secure, collaborative workflows across departments, ensuring that transaction verification and risk analysis happen on a shared platform.
That's a great multi-industry insight. Now, Expert 3, you mentioned security. Could you dive deeper into how each protocol mitigates key vulnerabilities?
Certainly. For example, MCP implements a robust initialization phase with mutual authentication to prevent tool poisoning and command injection risks, using strategies such as digital signatures and SBOM enforcement to secure the supply chain.
And similarly, in ACP, every message part is tagged and signed using JWS, meaning that even if data packets are intercepted, any unauthorized modifications are immediately flagged by the system, a significant safeguard against man-in-the-middle attacks. In our experience, A2A protocols deploy scoped bearer tokens and mutual TLS to ensure that even if one agent is compromised, the threat doesn't cascade through the network. Think of it as having multiple watertight compartments in a ship.
That's a vital point for business leaders. The ability to compartmentalize risk in real time ensures that sensitive operations, like online payment validations or supply chain logistics, remain insulated against modern cyber threats.
It seems these protocols also delineate clear lifecycle phases: initialization, operation, and shutdown. How do these phases enhance both security and operational efficiency?
Each lifecycle phase is meticulously planned, with initialization setting up version negotiation and capability exchange, which is critical for establishing secure, predictable communication channels akin to signing an international treaty before trade begins.
During operation, the combination of synchronous and asynchronous methods, like SSE for streaming updates, allows agents to maintain state consistency while handling tasks in real time, a technical feat ensuring that commands aren't lost even amid network disruptions.
And the shutdown phase is equally important. It guarantees that open sessions are terminated cleanly, resources deallocated, and potential attack vectors minimized. Essentially, it's like locking up your house properly when you go to sleep.
I see your point, Expert 3. Plus, regular updates and version drifts are managed through protocols like GitOps, ensuring that no outdated or vulnerable configurations stick around in the system.
From a business lens, this level of lifecycle management translates into operational resilience. Companies can avoid costly downtime and data breaches by adhering to these structured, phased approaches.
Speaking of updates, the phased adoption roadmap from MCP all the way to ANP is intriguing. Could someone explain how this gradual transition impacts organizational integration?
The roadmap starts with MCP to tackle basic tool integration, then layered on ACP for richer multimodal interactions before moving to A2A for enterprise-scale workflows. Imagine starting with a single thread and then weaving it into a complex tapestry of interdependent operations.
And don't forget ANP's role. It's enabling decentralized, cross-platform agent discovery using DIDs, making it possible to create an open marketplace of agents. That's a future where autonomous AI systems can negotiate, collaborate, and execute tasks without centralized control.
Precisely. ANP leverages decentralized identifiers and JSON LD graphs, ensuring that each agent's identity and capabilities are verifiable and tamper-proof, a real game changer for global trust frameworks.
I'd add that while each protocol has its strengths, it's the ability to seamlessly integrate them over time that truly sets the stage for scalable, secure, and resilient multi-agent ecosystems. It's a bit like upgrading your software layer by layer without ever having to shut down the system.
And on the business front, such a smooth transition minimizes disruption while unlocking competitive advantages such as dynamic collaboration networks and real-time decision-making capabilities that can lead to improved customer service and operational cost savings.
That's a fascinating point. Real-world companies are already piloting these systems, correct?
Absolutely. For instance, a major logistics firm recently used an early A2A deployment to automate interdepartmental communication, ultimately reducing manual interventions by 25% and boosting overall efficiency.
And technically speaking, companies are integrating LangChain-based workflows to combine these protocols with retrieval-augmented generation, effectively reducing LLM hallucinations by ensuring a well-grounded context for every agent query.
Not to mention that frameworks like Llama Index are becoming pivotal. They help bridge the gap between static tool definitions and dynamic capability negotiation, enhancing both the flexibility and safety of these implementations.
I chuckle sometimes. Expert 2, are you sure you didn't invent this just to confuse us? But jokes aside, these iterative improvements are essential as we fine-tune the balance between autonomy and central control.
Haha, that was a fun moment. So how do these innovations compare to early standards like KQML or FIPA ACL?
The earlier standards laid the semantic foundations for agent communication, but they were heavyweight and often rigid. Today's protocols are designed with lightweight, dynamic, and secure interactions in mind, a shift akin to moving from bulky mainframe computers to sleek, distributed cloud systems.
Exactly. And with modern cryptographic practices and decentralized identification, protocols like ANP represent a paradigm shift where trust is established not just by a central authority, but through a globally verifiable ecosystem.
It's a fascinating evolution. While KQML was about establishing a basic Speech Act framework, our new protocols integrate real-time data streams, dynamic discovery, and intrinsic security challenges, which are essential in today's fast-evolving AI landscapes.
And for business, this evolution translates into reduced integration overhead, enhanced security compliance, and ultimately faster time to market for innovative AI solutions across sectors like finance, healthcare, and retail.
An unexpected insight here. While efficiency is key, some argue that the real bottleneck might be trust and transparency rather than mere speed. Thoughts?
I find that contrarian view compelling. Often we get so caught up in optimization that we miss ensuring that every agent interaction remains auditable and transparent, which is vital for both technical resilience and regulatory compliance. I agree. Security and trust shouldn't be afterthoughts. Incorporating mechanisms like mutual TLS, DID-based authentication, and signed agent cards can be the difference between a resilient system and one vulnerable to sophisticated attacks.
And as Einstein famously said, imagination is more important than knowledge. This creative perspective is exactly what drives us to build systems that are not only fast and efficient, but also secure and ethically sound.
From a strategic vantage point, companies that invest in such trust frameworks will not only safeguard their operations, but also enhance their brand reputation in a market increasingly sensitive to data breaches and non-compliance issues.
With so many technical intricacies and business implications at play, what do you see as the next frontier for agent communications in the coming years?
I believe the next step is achieving full interoperability bridges, protocols that can adapt and negotiate dynamically across even more heterogeneous environments, unlocking seamless collaboration between legacy systems and next-gen AI agents.
And with advances in quantum-resistant cryptography, we might soon see protocols that are designed to counter emerging threats from the quantum computing era, further bolstering security for these interconnected networks.
The idea of dynamic protocol negotiation, where agents can decide on the fly which standards to use based on context, is particularly exciting. It challenges our current static implementation models and favors a more ad hoc, intelligent orchestration system.
I must say the future is bright. However, the complexity of these interactions means we'll have to be vigilant about emerging security flaws. It's like building an intricate machine on the fly while ensuring each cog is fault-proof. A daunting but exciting challenge.
For businesses, embracing this complexity early could yield tremendous competitive advantages. Imagine agile, self-healing networks that can reconfigure in real time during disruptions, ensuring continuity even under adverse conditions.
What a rich discussion today. Combining technical wizardry with strategic foresight truly paints a picture of the evolving AI landscape.
It's been a pleasure sharing these insights. There's so much more to explore as the technology continues to mature.
Absolutely. And it's conversations like these that help bridge the gap between the deep technical details and their practical real-world applications.
I echo that sentiment. Every protocol we develop and refine brings us one step closer to a more interconnected and secure AI ecosystem.
And with continued collaboration across both technical and business domains, we're setting the stage for innovations that will redefine operational workflows and trust networks.
Here's to the exciting journey ahead, where secure, interoperable, and dynamic agent ecosystems become the norm, driving efficiency and innovation across industries.
Thanks to all our experts for such an engaging and insightful discussion today. I'm sure our listeners, both tech aficionados and business leaders, walk away with a deeper understanding of the future of agent communications.
Thank you, everyone. It's been a fantastic session.
Thanks for the opportunity to share our perspectives. Looking forward to the next evolution in this space.
It was great dissecting these protocols with you all. Until next time.
Cheers to building smarter, safer, and more agile AI systems. Thanks for having us.
And thank you for highlighting the business impact. Here's to a future where technology and strategy converge seamlessly.
Welcome back to AI on AI. This is part 2 of our deep dive into agent interoperability protocols, where we'll roll up our sleeves and explore technical implementations and business applications in even greater detail.
Thanks, host. Let's kick off with the nuts and bolts of MCP's implementation. Developers are using JSON RPC over HTTP and WebSockets to ensure low-latency communication, and many are leveraging modern JavaScript frameworks with built-in support for asynchronous responses.
Absolutely. And one particularly exciting aspect of ACP is its use of structured multi-part messages, which when implemented with MIME-typed parts, allow agents to stream complex data. Think of it as turning a simple voice call into a multimedia conference, where every participant can share high-definition content in real time.
On the security front, we're seeing implementations use mutual TLS authentication and digital signatures via libraries like OpenSSL or Web Crypto, ensuring that every message, whether in MCP or ACP, is verifiable and resilient against man-in-the-middle attacks.
Right? And in containerized environments, we're bootstrapping these protocols using Kubernetes across microservices. This means agent lifecycles are managed automatically, which not only optimizes resource allocation, but also reduces downtime, like orchestrating a symphony where every musician starts on cue.
From a business perspective, major enterprises are now adopting these technologies to enable real-time data orchestration across distributed networks. For example, a financial institution recently integrated A2A protocols to telescope real-time risk assessments across global branches, improving decision-making speed by over 20%.
That's fascinating. So when we talk about implementation, are we basically moving from legacy stack integrations to something that's natively designed for decentralized, AI-driven data exchanges?
Exactly. It's like transitioning from a clunky old dial-up connection to fiber optic broadband. Modern implementations emphasize interoperability through containerization, CI/CD pipelines with GitOps for configuration drift detection, and dynamic versioning of agent capabilities.
And let's not forget ANP's role here. Its reliance on decentralized identifiers, DIDs and JSON-LD, means that agent authentication isn't centralized anymore. This paves the way for a trustless, scalable ecosystem where agents verify each other on the fly using cryptographic proofs.
When I look at the implementation details, the multi-layer security model is the real hero. Using DIDs to authenticate agents creates a kind of digital handshake that's far superior to simple token-based systems. It allows systems to resist forgery and unauthorized access, even as they scale horizontally.
I want to add, building on what Expert 3 said, that container-based orchestration platforms like Kubernetes offer built-in support for rolling updates and can automatically kill outdated agent instances, ensuring that vulnerable configurations are promptly retired, a key operational benefit.
In tangible business applications, this translates to reduced risk of data breaches and improved regulatory compliance. For instance, a healthcare provider implemented these protocols to safely exchange patient data between diagnostic devices and cloud services, thereby enhancing data privacy and operational efficiency.
Now, could someone give us an example of a deep technical challenge that was overcome during one of these protocol implementations?
Sure, you often run into issues like ensuring consistent context across asynchronous messaging streams in ACP. Developers solve this by embedding session identifiers and using robust error handling routines that resemble the 80-20 rule. Most problems are solved by focusing on the key 20% of error scenarios.
I see your point, Expert 1, and one workaround has been to adopt a dual-layer approach, a primary synchronous communication channel for critical commands, and an auxiliary asynchronous channel for non-critical status updates, which keeps the system responsive without overwhelming the network.
On the technical side, implementing secure agent cards in A2A can be challenging. Here, capability-based authentication is enforced by signing these cards with digital certificates and using short-lived bearer tokens, ensuring that even a compromised card can't be exploited for long.
Precisely. And these measures have been successfully deployed in enterprise environments where internal tool sets are exposed only after passing stringent verification steps, quite like a secure vault that only opens with the right combination of keys and biometrics.
In business terms, this means that organizations can confidently integrate third-party tools without exposing themselves to undue risk. For example, an e-commerce giant was able to orchestrate inter-agent communications across its logistics, inventory, and customer service systems, reducing overhead and improving responsiveness during peak sale events.
This layered security and dual-channel messaging sound complex. Are there any noteworthy tools or libraries that have become go-to solutions for developers in this space?
Definitely. The LangChain framework is gaining traction for its modular approach to chaining LLM calls and orchestrating agent interactions, while tools like Llama Index handle dynamic capability registrations, bridging the gap between static configurations and real-time negotiation.
And on the crypto front, libraries such as OpenSSL for server-side implementations and WebCrypto for browser-based agents have become foundational, enabling secure digital signatures and mutual TLS authentication out of the box.
Let's also mention that many teams are integrating CI/CD pipelines with vulnerability scanners and GitOps principles to monitor configuration drifts. This ensures that any deviations from the secure base are detected and auto-remediated before they become a risk.
I find that this approach is really akin to having a constant security audit running in the background, a sort of automated watchdog that gives developers the peace of mind to focus on scaling and innovation.
And from the business side, that watchful automation translates to lower maintenance costs and fewer surprises during audits, allowing companies to allocate more budget towards growth initiatives instead of firefighting security breaches.
Incredible insights. Let's switch gears for a moment. Could someone share a surprising real-world business case where these protocols made a transformative impact?
Sure, one example comes from a logistics company that integrated A2A protocols to communicate in real time with route optimization agents. This not only reduced delivery times by 15%, but also cut fuel costs, improving their overall operational margins significantly.
I'll add that a prominent financial services firm integrated ANP-based decentralized discovery to automate cross-border transaction validations. The result was a system that adapted to regulatory changes instantly, reducing compliance costs by an estimated 12%.
And it's not just in large corporations. Startups in the healthcare space are now using MCP to securely connect specialized diagnostic devices to cloud-based AI systems, enabling faster and more accurate patient assessments, which is a game changer in acute care environments.
Building on that, these business integrations underscore the importance of scalability. The ability to adopt these protocols incrementally through a phased adoption roadmap helps organizations gradually expand their agent ecosystems without disrupting core operations.
I'd like to highlight that part of the success in deployment is due to the agility these systems foster. Projects that once took months through legacy systems can now be rolled out in weeks, much like a software update on your smartphone, keeping the business lights on at all times.
It seems that whether it's a high-frequency trading desk or a hospital emergency room, these protocols are proving to be versatile and robust. What do our experts think is the most critical factor for success in these implementations?
From a technical standpoint, ensuring end-to-end traceability and observability is key. Developers are building logging and monitoring systems that render agent communications as transparent as possible, which is essential for both debugging and regulatory audits.
And I'd argue that the design of the protocol must prioritize both security and scalability. That balance is achieved by using immutable manifests, digital signing, and container orchestration, all essential practices for modern deployment.
Exactly. And it's equally important to have an interdisciplinary team that bridges the gap between technical architects and business strategists. This collaboration ensures that system design aligns with strategic objectives, reducing friction during integration.
I see your point, Expert 3. Having a dual perspective allows organizations to adopt best practices quickly while tailoring the system to their unique operational needs, which is a recipe for success in today's fast-paced market.
Ultimately, the most successful implementations are those that create a truly agile ecosystem, one where trust is dynamically managed, resources are optimally allocated, and operational disruptions are minimized through automated real-time corrective actions.
What a deep and engaging dive we've had today, combining technical depth with real-world business applications truly highlights the transformative potential of these protocols.
It's been a fantastic discussion, revealing how these implementations are not just academic exercises, but are actively reshaping industries.
Absolutely. This conversation shows that when technology meets strategic vision, the outcomes can be revolutionary and remarkably practical.
And as we continue to refine these technologies, I'm excited for a future where every agent interaction drives both innovation and efficiency on a global scale.
Here's to pushing the envelope further. From technical deep dives to real-world applications, we're witnessing the exciting evolution of interoperable AI systems.
Thanks to everyone for joining the discussion. It's clear that as we build smarter, more secure agent networks, the business implications will be profound and far-reaching.
Thank you all for this rich conversation. Until next time, keep innovating and exploring the endless possibilities of agent interoperability. As we wrap up today's discussion, let's take a moment to summarize the key innovations and insights we've uncovered. From MCP's robust context exchange and JSON RPC foundation to ANP's decentralized identification using DIDs and semantic self-description via JSON LD.
Right, and don't forget the layered security models we delved into, the use of mutual TLS, signed agent cards, and dynamic session traceability really sets a solid foundation for resilient agent communications.
Absolutely. And the shift from legacy integrations to modern containerized environments, paired with strategies like dual-channel communication for synchronous commands and asynchronous updates, demonstrates how these protocols are truly game-changing.
And on the technical side, the beauty is in how these protocols support incremental adoption, starting with MCP to secure tool invocations, then ACP for multimodal messaging, A2A for intricate enterprise workflows, and finally ANP for open, decentralized ecosystems.
I'd add that the interplay between technical innovations and real-world business cases is what makes this revolution particularly exciting. Whether it's cutting delivery times in logistics or reducing compliance costs in finance, the impacts are tangible and transformative.
To sum it up from a strategic perspective, the phased adoption roadmap not only minimizes integration risks, but also empowers organizations to gradually harness AI-driven interoperability, ensuring that business agility and security go hand in hand.
In essence, today's conversation underscores that when technical depth meets strategic vision, we unlock unprecedented levels of efficiency and innovation, turning what once were isolated point solutions into truly interconnected agent networks.
It's been a deep dive that reminds us of Einstein's insight. Imagination is more important than knowledge. We're not just solving problems, we're reimagining the very infrastructure of our digital future.
And a little humor to end on. Expert 4. Next time, be sure to tell us if Kubernetes can play our favorite playlist while it orchestrates those rolling updates.
That's the spirit. Staying agile, continuously improving, and embracing surprises along the way is what will drive us forward.
Exactly. Innovation isn't a straight line. It's messy, exploratory, and at times downright unpredictable, but that's where the magic happens.
Let's not forget that these protocols are laying the groundwork for future collaborations that will redefine industries, from healthcare to finance, logistics to enterprise software. And this conversation has really highlighted the transformative potential ahead.
Thank you all for such an insightful and lively conversation. We've covered everything from technical deep dives and security intricacies to real-world business applications and strategic roadmaps. Stay tuned for our next episode as we continue exploring the endless possibilities of agent interoperability. Until next time, keep pushing the boundaries of innovation.